This week, we'll talk about the legacy that can be stolen, lost, nor spent. We'll talk about faith that anchors your children through life storms. We'll talk about values that guide your children's decisions long after you're gone. We'll talk about a blueprint for love your children will carry into their homes. One day, your children won't remember the gifts you bought them. They'll remember how you treated them. So how are you building these values in your home? Comment below. Free gift. Also, we are giving away free ministry music that speaks on these values. Perfect for encouraging your family's walk with God. Message us today to get your free gift.
All right, now, listen to me. I want to ask you something real, and I need you to think on it. When it's all said and done, when the music stops playing and the lights go down, what will your family remember you for? I ain't talking about the car you drove or the size of your house. I'm not asking about the money in the bank or the fancy clothes you wore. No. I'm talking about the real stuff, the heart stuff. When your kids, your grandkids, when they sit around that kitchen table years from now, what stories are they gonna tell? What feeling is gonna fill up that room when they say your name? That right there, that's your legacy. You see, we get so caught up in the hustle, the grind, chasing that paper, building that empire, and look, there ain't nothing wrong with wanting to provide, with wanting to leave something behind for your people. That's noble, but we gotta be careful we ain't chasing the wrong thing. A big bank account is nice, but it can't hug your daughter when her heart is broke. A mansion can't teach your son how to be a good man, a good husband, a good father. We spend all this time building up our net worth, but what about our net worth to the people who matter most? The value we add to their lives, to their souls, that's the inheritance that never runs out. So listen up, because we're about to get into it. We're going to talk about how to build something that fire can't burn and time can't fade. Something that gets passed down from heart to heart, not just from hand to hand. We're going to explore 5 powerful, real-deal ways to leave a lasting impact on your loved ones. The kind of impact that shapes who they are and who they'll become for generations to come. This ain't about theory. This is about practical, everyday stuff you can start doing right now. It's about being intentional with the love you give and the life you lead. Because here's the truth of the matter. A legacy ain't something you leave, it's something you live every single day. It's in the little moments, the quiet conversations, the choices you make when nobody's watching. It's about building a foundation of love, character, and wisdom so strong that your family can stand on it long after you're gone. So if you're ready to build something that truly matters, something that will echo through eternity, well, pull up a chair, class is in session. Let's get to work on building a legacy that lasts. I remember when my youngest was having a tough time at school. I could have bought him a video game or something shiny, but I knew that wasn't what he needed. He needed his daddy. So I called him into the bathroom where the faucet had been dripping for weeks. I said, "Son, come on in here, your old man needs a hand." We struggled with that wrench, we got water everywhere, we laughed. We finally got it fixed. And the silence was the sweetest sound you ever heard. My son had this look of pride on his face. That moment, that shared struggle meant more than any toy I could have bought him. Kids don't keep score with price tags. They keep score with time. Your presence is the greatest present you can ever give. These are the daily deposits into the bank of trust. Imagine your relationship with your family is like a garden. Consistent action, that's you out there every single day with the watering can. That daily care is what allows deep roots to grow. People you trust most have shown up for you over and over again. That's the kind of person you need to be for your family. You want your kids to grow up knowing that you are their rock. Think about what you can do. It's the daily proof that you care. That proof is a legacy that will echo long after the receipts have faded. Every action you take with your family is like writing a sentence in a book. You're building a whole library of memories. When your children face a tough time, they'll go to that library in their minds. They'll pull a book off the shelf, a memory of you, and find the courage they need. A gift might bring temporary happiness, but a shared experience builds lasting character. The memory of you all laughing around the dinner table teaches the importance of joy and connection. Each action is a lesson. Simple family traditions are powerful. They are rituals of connection. They create a rhythm of reliability and love that children can depend on. Build a vibrant collection of stories of love, support, and shared adventure. You are the author of your family's history. Invest your time and energy into creating moments. Those moments become memories, and those memories become a legacy that truly endures. Let's talk about character. Kids don't learn from what you say, they learn from what you do. They've got a front row seat to the movie of your life, and they are watching every single scene. They see you when the cashier gives you too much change back. What do? They hear you on the phone talking about your boss or your neighbor. Are you speaking with respect, even when you disagree? These are the real-life pop quizzes of character. Imagine you're at the grocery store with your child, the line is a mile long and you're tired. What is your child learning in that moment? You haven't said a word, but you've taught them a powerful lesson. Now flip that, same situation, but you take a deep breath. You turn to your child and say, "Wow, look how hard that person is working. Let's make sure we smile and say thank you." In that one small shift, you've modeled patience, empathy, and respect. Your daily life is the classroom and your actions are the curriculum. Life is gonna knock your kids down. Our job isn't to prevent the fall, it's to model how to get back up. Resilience ain't something you're born with, it's something you learn by watching you. They need to see you fail because they need to see what you do next. Do you take a deep breath, acknowledge the disappointment, and say, "Well, that didn't work. What can I learn from this? Let's try again tomorrow." I looked at my son, and I just started laughing. I said, "Well, son, that ain't it. Looks like your old man messed up. Let's take it apart and see where we went wrong." In that moment, I showed him that it's okay to not be perfect. The important part is not the mistake itself, but how you respond to it. That's a lesson in resilience that's more powerful than any trophy. You're giving your kids a recipe for life. 1 part effort, 1 part humility, and a whole lot of get back up again. That's a legacy of strength. Integrity means doing the right thing, especially when nobody is watching. Your kids have a sixth sense for hypocrisy. Your words and your actions have to be in alignment. If there's a gap between what you say and what you do, that's where respect for you goes to die. Imagine your family is planning a vacation and you promise your kids you're gonna take a week off, no work, just family time. Then you spend the whole time on your laptop in the hotel room. You broke your promise. You showed them that your work is more important than your word to them. Now, imagine the alternative. You make a conscious choice. You turn your work phone off and you put it in a drawer. You are fully present. You show them through your actions that when you make a promise, you keep it. That is integrity in action. You're teaching them that commitments matter, that people matter more than deadlines. This is how you build a legacy of character. It's about striving to be a person your kids can not only love but also respect and admire. You want them to grow up and say, "My dad, my mom, they weren't perfect, but they were good people. They were honest, they were kind, they did the right thing." That, my friends, is a legacy worth building. Let's talk about emotional safety. It's the bedrock of your family legacy. None of what we've discussed can truly take root if your family doesn't feel safe. I'm talking about emotional safety. It's that feeling you get when you walk through your front door and you can finally exhale. You can let your shoulders drop, take off the mask you wear for the world, and just be you. This is where they can fall apart and know someone will be there to help them pick up the pieces, no judgment attached. Your home, your family, that's gotta be the place you retreat to. A real legacy is a safe harbor in the storm of life. A home is built with love, trust, and acceptance. It's a place where someone comes to check on you instead of yelling at you. That right there, that's emotional safety. When your family walks in, do they feel a sense of relief or a sense of dread? It takes being a soft place to land in a hard world. It is the single most important ingredient in creating a family that not only survives but thrives for generations to come. It starts with communication. I'm talking about that real, raw, open-door policy kind of talk, where your kids know they can come to you with anything, and I mean anything. They gotta believe that your reaction will be one of love and support, not anger and disappointment. I want you to know, whenever you're ready to talk, I'm right here to listen, no matter what it is. This kind of open communication saved my son. So we sat down and I just let him talk. For hours. He saw that I was a safe place for his truth, even the ugly parts. It wasn't about agreeing with his choices, it was about loving him through them. Your family needs to know, deep in their bones, that your love is unconditional. It means putting your own ego, your own expectations on the back burner and leading with empathy. When you create that space, you give them the greatest gift of all, the freedom to be human. We gotta talk about forgiveness. The strength of your family isn't measured by whether or not you fight, it's measured by how you make up. It's about you deciding that you are not going to let bitterness and anger take up residence in your heart and in your home. It's about releasing that poison so that you can heal, and so your family can heal. When you model forgiveness for your kids, you teach them one of life's most powerful lessons, that love is stronger than pride, and that relationships are worth fighting for. It felt like 1,000 pounds was lifted off your shoulders, didn't it? You have the power to grant grace. You show them that mistakes are not a final destination, they're just a detour on the road of life. It's a commitment you make every single day to lead with love, to listen with an open heart, and to forgive with a generous spirit. You're building an unbreakable fortress of love. And that right there is a legacy worth more than all the money in the world. Alright, let's talk about legacy. You can't build a lasting house on a weak foundation. The foundation of your family is your faith and values. It's about showing, not just telling. It's about living it out loud, every day, so they see it and feel it. This is what holds us together when life gets tough. Faith is about believing in something bigger than yourself. It's about having a moral code you won't compromise on. Your kids are watching you. They see how you treat others, how you handle disappointment. That's where they learn their values. My pop showed us what it meant to be a man of your word, to work hard, and to have faith. His whole life was the sermon. What core values do you want your family to stand for? Define it for yourself first. This is the inheritance that no market can crash. This is the spiritual DNA you're passing on. How do you make these ideas stick? Rituals and traditions. Rituals are values in action, like saying grace before a meal. It's a moment to pause and acknowledge your blessings. What are your family's rituals? Maybe it's Friday night pizza and a movie. It's about making time to connect. These traditions become the stories your kids will tell. Those stories connect the generations. They're the anchor that holds a family steady. If you don't have many rituals, start some. These shared experiences are the glue. Showing is better than telling, but you do have to tell. Have the conversations. Sit down with them and talk about the big stuff. Talk about why you believe what you believe. Tell them your struggles and how your values helped you. Weave these talks into everyday life. Pause a movie when a character makes a bad choice. Ask your kids what they think and why. Make it part of the rhythm of your family life. Tell them the family history. Tell them about your uncle who stood up for what was right. These stories show your kids they come from people with grit and integrity. This is who we are. And most important, listen. Ask them what they think and believe. Create a space where they can question things. Their faith and values have to become their own. Your job is to guide, plant seeds, and share wisdom. Ultimately, they have to walk their own path. Alright, let's talk about money. Look, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you money don't matter. Of course it does. Providing for your family, setting your kids up to have a good start in life, that's important. I've worked hard my whole life to do just that. But here's the truth, and I need y'all to hear me on this. The money is not the legacy. It's just not. I've seen folks leave their kids millions of dollars and those kids end up miserable, lost, and entitled. Why? Because the parents focused on the portfolio instead of the principles. They forgot to leave the one thing that money can't buy: character. Your true legacy, the thing that will echo in eternity, is who you were, not what you had. Were you kind? Were you generous? Did you have integrity? Did people trust your word? When your name is mentioned long after you're gone, will people smile and say, now there was a good man, or she was a woman who always helped others? That's the real inheritance. That's the wealth that never fades. You can leave your kids a mansion, but if you didn't teach them how to be good people, that house will eventually become empty and cold. It's the values you instill that make a house a home. Think about the people who are truly remembered in history. We don't celebrate the richest man from the 1800s. We celebrate Abraham Lincoln for his integrity. We celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. for his courage and his dream. We celebrate Mother Teresa for her compassion. Their financial statements are irrelevant. Their legacy is their character. Their legacy is the impact they had on the lives of other people. That's the goal, y'all. To live a life of such impact that your spirit, your love, your wisdom continues to bless your family for generations to come. So how do you do that? You focus on building up your kids' character every single day. You praise their effort more than their grades. You celebrate their acts of kindness more than their athletic trophies. You teach them that their name, the name you gave them, means something. It stands for honesty, for hard work, for compassion. You teach them that the measure of a person is not the size of their bank account, but the size of their heart. That's how you leave a legacy that's truly priceless. Let me tell you about a man from my old neighborhood. His name was Mr. Jean. Now, Mr. Jean, he wasn't a rich man by any stretch of the imagination. He drove an old pickup truck that made more noise than a little bit, and he lived in a small, simple house. By the world's standards, he didn't have much. But let me tell you something, Mr. Jean was the wealthiest man I ever knew. Why? Because his legacy wasn't in a bank, it was in the hearts of every single person in that neighborhood. He was rich in love, rich in respect, rich in wisdom. If a kid's bike chain popped off, Mr. Jean was the one who would come out with his tools and fix it, and he'd never take a dime. If a family down the street fell on hard times, Mr. Jean would show up on their porch with a bag of groceries, just leave it there quiet-like, not looking for no credit. He was the neighborhood granddaddy. He taught the young boys how to treat a lady with respect, not by giving a lecture, but by the way he cherished his own wife, Miss Hattie. He showed us all what it meant to be a pillar of the community. When Mr. Jean passed away, the whole town came out. It wasn't because he was famous or had a big title. It was because he had made a deposit of love and service into every single one of our lives. At his funeral, people didn't talk about his job or the car he drove. They told stories. One man stood up and said, "Mr. Jean taught me how to be a father." A woman stood up crying and said, "When my husband left, Mr. Jean was the one who made sure my kids and I had a Christmas that year." Story after story, just like that. That right there is a legacy. That is true wealth. His children, they didn't inherit a fortune. They inherited a name that was synonymous with goodness. They inherited a reputation of honor. They inherited a roadmap for how to live a life that matters. And you know what? Every one of his kids grew up to be just like him, kind, generous, and respected. He left them something so much more valuable than money. He left them his character. And that is an inheritance that will bless their family for generations. So the question you gotta be asking yourself is, what currency are you dealing in? Is it just dollars and cents? Or are you trading in the currency of love, wisdom, and time? Because that's the currency of legacy. Every time you stop what you're doing to really listen to your child, you're making a deposit. Every time you share a piece of hard-earned wisdom, you're making a deposit. Every hug, every I love you, every moment you choose connection over distraction, that's a deposit into your family's emotional and spiritual bank account. And that account, my friend, pays the highest dividends. Wisdom is one of the greatest gifts you can pass down. Not just book smarts, but life smarts. The lessons you learned the hard way, share them. Save your kids some of that heartache if you can. Teach them how to handle conflict. Teach them how to manage their money, not just how to make it. Teach them how to forgive. Teach them how to get back up after they get knocked down. This wisdom is the toolkit they will use to build their own successful lives. It's more valuable than any trust fund you could ever set up for them. And love. Man, love is the foundation of it all. Not just saying the words, but showing it. It's the unconditional acceptance that says, I love you for who you are, not for what you do. It's the fierce protection that makes your children feel safe in a crazy world. It's the gentle encouragement that gives them the confidence to chase their dreams. A legacy built on love can withstand anything. It's the fuel that will power your family for generations. When people feel truly and deeply loved, they are capable of incredible things. So, yes, work hard. Be a good provider. Plan for the future. But never, ever, let the pursuit of financial wealth cause you to neglect the accumulation of true wealth. The wealth of a strong character, the wealth of shared wisdom, and the wealth of unconditional love. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, your family won't remember the things you bought them. They will remember the way you made them feel. They'll remember the lessons you taught them and the love you gave them. That is a legacy beyond measure. So there you have it. We've talked a lot today. We've talked about actions and character and creating a safe space for your family to grow. We talked about passing down your faith and your values. And we talked about how a true legacy, a legacy that lasts, is built on so much more than money. It's built on love, on wisdom, on character. It's built on the little moments that add up to a lifetime of meaning. The story of your family is being written every single day, with every choice you make. So now I want to ask you a question, and I want you to really think about it. What legacy are you building for your family today, right now, in this moment? What story will your children and your grandchildren tell about you? Will they talk about your kindness, your strength, your laughter, your faith? The choice is yours. The pen is in your hand. You are the author of your family's future. Don't take that responsibility lightly. It is the most important work you will ever do. Now, I want to hear from you. This ain't just a one-way conversation. We're a community here, trying to build something better together. So, go on down to the comments and share your own family moments. Tell us about a tradition that means the world to you. Share a piece of wisdom your own parents or grandparents passed down to you that you still carry today. Let's learn from each other. Let's inspire each other. Your story might be the very thing someone else needs to hear to start building their own beautiful legacy. And finally, don't just watch this video and go on about your day. Start now, start today. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is right now. Go hug your kids, call your mama, forgive somebody. Do one small thing today to build the legacy you want to leave behind, because a legacy isn't built in a day. It's built one moment, one memory, one act of love at a time. Start creating your legacy now. God bless you all.
So how are you building these values in your home? Comment below. Free gift. Also, we are giving away free ministry music that speaks on these values. Perfect for encouraging your family's walk with God. Message us today to get your free gift.